Hey folks, we've got so much going on in June 2026 that I decided to make a world prediction video where I talk about some of the most important things that we're going to be looking at. These include things such as the war, the economy, Trump, global shifts. I'm going to be talking about that in this video. As you see here, the Iran war, global economy, Trump under pressure, international matters, and just in general, what to watch out for, the important shifts and transits that happen. So again, as you know, I don't often do things like these types of predictions, but there's so much going on in June 2024 that, June 2026, that I wanted to make this video. And as you can see, in fact, I can even start here with this what to watch for, because this shows some trends. June 8th to 14th, Venus moves into Cancer. Jupiter and Venus will be in Cancer. Jupiter goes into Cancer at the very beginning of the month, opening up opportunities for peace and cooperation. When Venus also joins Jupiter there, it makes it even that much more, potent for peace and things of that nature. June 15th, the Sun shifts into Gemini. Again, it's going to join Mercury there, so there's a lot of Gemini influence that shifts around the middle of the month, which is going to, relate to things like the media, different, competing narratives and whatnot. Then a huge shift, where Mars moves into Taurus, June 21st. That's going to subdue Mars and that sort of battling energy that we have seen, again, even as they're trying to negotiate peace right now. For example, in the Iran war, there's a little bit of peace, and then there's this, they start fighting again, right? Big shifts are happening where, again, Jupiter, Venus goes into Cancer, and then especially once Mars goes into Taurus, the intermittent fighting should be more subdued because Mars in Taurus is more subdued. And then all month, Ketu is on Trump's chart. I just did a recent video about that where Ketu is bearing down on his ascendant and his natal Mars. So that's going to continue all month, right? It's going to get closer and closer to Trump's ascendant, right? And that's not really helping anything. And as you see, I have this overview here. Well, first, let's go up here, right? And so we see June 2nd, Jupiter enters Cancer. Protection, diplomacy, homeland themes, right, for all of us. So June 8th through 20th, Jupiter, Venus, peace window, ceasefire talks, diplomacy, humanitarian pressure. June 15th, Sun enters Gemini, media messaging, negotiations. June 21st, Mars enters Taurus, steadier peace efforts, subdues battles, lasting agreements, right? And then all month, Ketu going toward Trump's ascendant, weaker aura, health, and popularity pressure. So let's start with the Iran war. Peace attempts first, lasting peace later. So June 8th through 20th, and in fact even before June 8th, June 2nd, when Jupiter goes to Cancer, can actually really be a catalyst. But then once Venus also goes there, Jupiter and Venus favor ceasefire talks and lasting diplomacy and peace. Humanitarian pressure, and again, this could also show a cessation of like the inhumane things that are happening in Lebanon and Gaza, with Israel continuing that. While Mars is in Aries, peace attempts continue, but atmosphere remains contentious. Like I said, June 21st onward, Mars and Taurus support steadier practical peace efforts and more lasting agreement, because again, Mars and Taurus wants to preserve the structure. I mean, like literally blowing things up is not supported in Taurus. Taurus doesn't want to blow things up. Aries kind of does want to blow things up. So the consequences for blowing things up and the cost and expense for repairing them is going to be much less exciting once Mars goes into Taurus. And you'll start to see pressure on those who keep this thing going will get even more and more ramped up when Mars goes into Taurus. So sustained truce more durable and more likely after Mars goes into Taurus. That's definitely good news. Hopefully we get to it quicker. We definitely can, but I wouldn't be surprised if before Mars goes into Taurus, there's one on the one hand, this desire for peace. Like we keep saying, peace agreement, but then one side says no, and then they start firing missiles again. This could clunk around for a while. I hope it doesn't last until, June 21st. But after June 21st, I think it's going to really stabilize. So again, global economy, that could be some real relief first, early June. Let's say peace deal hopes can calm markets. Softer tone may improve risk sentiment. So again, you start to see a kind of tale of 2 months. Afterwards, Mars and Taurus stabilize commodities, supply lines, trade conditions. If diplomacy holds steady, resources conditions become more likely. Again, we can really see how this Mars later in the month is going to stabilize a lot of things, likely. And even so, something not on this slide, the Sun going into Gemini with Mercury also lends toward more diversity and more, as far as economic indicators, more intelligence and more thoughtfulness around economic matters, especially things like trade. You may see some very big moves, like, for example, and this also has to do with Jupiter going into Cancer, but Trump's tariffs have been reversed by the courts, and there's been a lot of stuff going on. You may see some actual movement where companies and individuals maybe start getting refunds and other kinds of things, especially after the Sun goes into Gemini. You may start seeing some relief around reconciliation and paybacks, just in general as a principle. So Trump health and popularity under pressure. This is going to continue all month. We're seeing it accelerate in dramatic form. We already know a few things that are going to be happening, even just this past weekend with this full moon that happened in Scorpio in his 4th house and on his natal moon. All these people backed out of this big party that he was going to throw starting on his birthday. All the bands backed out. The abomination that's taken place on the White House lawn, building this MMA octagon or something. It's nobody wants this. It's just, frankly, it's very much a dictator move. The courts told him to take his name off the Kennedy Center. It's going to be more and more reduction in his kingly aura. K2 moving toward Trump's Leo. Ascendant weakens his kingly aura. More concerned about stamina, health, judgment, or command presence for sure. He said that he's going to now turn those events into MAGA rallies. Yeah, watch that turn into a dud as well. People are over it at this point, particularly because it was tolerated by a lot of people when he wasn't dragging us into wars, and the economy stinks, and the gas prices through the roof, and he seems to just be preoccupied with all his vanity projects. Again, more and more pressure is going to come to bear on that. As it says here, his base stays loud, but the middles may soften. Again, even the base is just getting really frustrated, particularly with their day-to-day existence. After June 15th, Sun in Gemini intensifies media spin, leaks, and messaging battles. So we could see some real movement. This is one of the big things I thought. As K2 gets closer to his ascendant, is actual more disclosures from the Epstein files, other things. There are people who've seen it, including like Pam Bondi and what's his name? The acting AG Blanche, Kash Patel, Bongino. There's people who've seen how implicated Trump is. And again, his star is fading. So we could see Sun going into Gemini with Mercury. We also have a Mercury retrograde that's happening at the end of the month after Mercury pokes his head into Cancer. The end of this month, again, you watch, the end of June is going to be very tough. And by the way, Trump's Sun is at the very last degrees of Taurus. So when we get right before this June 15th, his birthday is June 14th. So June 13th, 14th, look for maybe some very sudden disclosure, around those times as well, as he has his solar return. We already know one thing that's going to happen is that party he was planning ain't going to happen, right? Is it 14th or 20th? No, it's 14th. So this is going to continue all month. So international matters, alliances, and diplomacy strengthen. So one of the things, again, if we take the U.S. out of it, one of the things that's been happening in international, on the international stage, is countries coming together. A lot of cooperation between countries in Europe, cooperating with each other, the French and the Brits, and I think Denmark and whatnot. They're all, NATO and Europe is banding together to kind of look at their protection in a post-US world, so to speak, not to mention alliances with China and the rest of the world. A lot of the world is reorganizing and having more international cooperation amongst themselves, which also includes like BRICS nations and others, because America has become such a pariah nation now with this leader. Again, if you take America out of it, you see a lot of cooperation between nations. So these alliances that, as it says, Jupiter, Venus strengthen diplomacy, alliances, and humanitarian cooperation as well. Many nations work together more closely while the U.S. looks less aligned with that. So again, kind of moving on without the U.S. Sun in Gemini after June 15th increases talks, summits, negotiations, strategic messaging. Look for more international, maybe bilateral or trilateral or other meetings with, again, like China, India, European leaders, Canada or whatever, forming strategic partnerships. Mars in Taurus also supports this. Practical, steady peace efforts, more lasting agreements. Overall cooperation strengthens abroad, and peace efforts may prove more durable. So all of these things are certainly possible. I'm hopeful for the month in general. We have this exalted Jupiter. Venus is going to join. Mars is going to get out of Aries, which was good for our personal efforts and our personal strength. But internationally, again, it keeps fighting. Mars in Aries loves war. Aries is warrior, and so is Mars. So moving into Taurus is going to subdue that. So again, what to watch for June 8th through 14th, Venus shift, Jupiter, Venus in Cancer, peace talks, cooperation, humanitarian openings. Again, even before that, even from June 2nd when Jupiter goes into Cancer, but it's going to be ramped up even more once Venus also joins. Now again, they're functional enemies and have some contentiousness on a personal level. But when you're talking about international relations, which is a different metric, Jupiter, Venus, you want as many benefics, linking up as possible. And when the moon joins also around the middle of the month, when the moon joins around, I believe it's a 16th, 17th or something like that, you may also see some major breakthroughs when you have the moon, Jupiter, and Venus there. We're also going to get, once Mercury goes into Cancer, we're going to have this, what's called Saraswati Yoga. I believe it's around the 20th. Mercury also joins, and that brings a lot of creativity and also more enhanced diplomacy. So the end of the month, Mars going into Taurus, and then Mercury, Venus, Jupiter in Cancer can definitely bring more potential for cooperation. Again, the shift to Gemini, June 15th, the Sun shifts to Gemini. Media battles, leaks, negotiations, competing narratives. So we could definitely see that, but also some cooperation around ideas, but some truth telling around ideas as well. And maybe more dissension, more dissenting voices around the world that want to bring out and expose lies and things like that, which is what the leaks mean, but even just more truth telling, people being more willing to be truth tellers. Again, June 21st, Mars shift to Taurus, steadier peace efforts, stabilized battles, more lasting agreements. All month, K2 on Trump, weaker aura, more strain around health, image, popularity. It's going to get worse. And again, some people think that, you just love hating on him. Look, I don't want to see America go in the toilet. I would love nothing more than to never talk about him again. Really. I don't love talking about him at all. And I certainly don't love what he's doing to the world and whatever. I'm just saying. I don't enjoy this, but what are you going to say? What are you going to do? He's protecting the dirtiest secrets that humanity has seen before. And yes, I think you're going to see some major disclosures. Eventually it's going to come out how up to his elbows in filth he is with the Epstein files, for example. And we're going to, I think, eventually see the extent to which so much that has happened since the Epstein disclosures have been driven by this. Because myself, like many others, think that there's dirt on him. From maybe Netanyahu, Epstein, that his motives are because people have this over his head. One thing is for sure, whatever is in the Epstein files, you have to keep this in mind, whatever is in those files is worse than the price he's paying to cover it up. He's willing to go through this much headache, loss of image, loss of power, ridicule, just to protect what's in there. So as bad as he's getting it now, understand that he's willing to take that hit to protect whatever he doesn't want coming out. Because he could just release it. He could just release it. Have everything redacted and release it. If we had Biden or Kamala Harris or others who were president and the call to release the Epstein files was there, they would just do it. He won't. So this is going to come out eventually. And right now you see these transits. This is the kind of stuff, this is what it looks like. And we may see by the end of the month some other more major disclosures come out. If not the end of this month, it could be next month. Because Ketu is going to keep bearing down on his ascendant and his Mars through like the summer. So this is a real thing. And so I just wanted to make these predictions. And in general, there's hope for more peace in June. So I hope this was helpful for you. Stay connected for ongoing forecasts for your sign, the new moons and the full moons. We just had a full moon. We're going to have another new moon. What does it mean for you and your sign? If you're Scorpio, that's different than if you're Pisces, right? So they're all different. 66 cents per day or less. So for only $9.99, you get the full moon forecast, the new moon forecast, the weekly forecast, and the monthly forecast of each day of the month. And remember, the full and new moons are different for you based on your sign. So $10 a month, you get all that. Then if you want to spend another $10 a month, you get the Vedic forecasts each week as well, where I go through a daily breakdown of the Varatiti and the Nakshatra, which is the Lord of the Day, the Soli lunar cycle, and the Nakshatra of each day. We already have the latest forecasts loaded up, so see where you're at with the most recent full moon, new moon, and this current month right now. So again, you can just click join and we'll see you inside.